Good morning, everybody. Today is Tuesday, and we're still in the middle of our last week of National Poetry Month. So, with that in mind, I am giving you a break from the Living Authors Project. You'll do that again Wednesday and Friday, but today all you have to do is a journal and reading tracker. So, you'll be able to see my example, and you just fill in yours on the same page, and you'll be done for today. Sound good? The first question, actually, the only question that I'm going to answer today, has to do with the grading policy email that went out over I'm guessing yesterday, because that's when I started getting questions about it. So, you have two options when it comes to your grades at the end of the semester. You're either going to choose to take the letter grade in all of your classes, A, B, C, D, F, or you're going to choose to do pass fail. In either option, fail isn't actually a fail. So nobody is failing their classes this semester. What they will do instead of failing is they'll get an incomplete. And an incomplete allows you to make up any missing credit for that class the following semester. I have feelings about this. I still think that some students don't have resources to be doing all of this work that's supposed to be lifting up your grades. It's why my policy was what it was when we first got started, because I felt kind of weird about giving you guys all extra credit when some kids just can't do any of this work right now, even if they wanted to. But I do want to give credit to the people who are doing the work. I do appreciate the work. I do think that it has value, so I do think that there is some point to rewarding it, and that's why I've been doing the extra credit that I've been doing. With that said, what I want you to keep in mind is if you take an incomplete for a class, you will have to make up that class while you're doing all of your other classes next semester. That sounds fine right now, but Fall U is probably going to hate that concept because it's going to be the equivalent of doing a whole extra class in the middle of your senior year. I don't love it. I don't know what the alternatives are, but if it is at all possible to raise your grade above the failing level, you should really try and do that before we end up at the end of our semester, because you're going to be hurting grade-wise and you're going to be hurting time-wise next semester. We also don't even know what next semester is going to look like right now. So the people with incompletes are going to be starting new classes and also somehow making up old classes, possibly online. We don't know yet. So trying to get all of your classes up to the passing level should be like should be like your number one goal as of this point. If you choose pass fail, I believe you have to do pass fail for all of your classes, and I think there are some like restrictions to that. I think some D1 schools don't like the concept of pass fail or something like that, but they need to get over that. Like, we're in an unprecedented time, so I'm assuming some of those policies are going to change anyway, so don't freak out about that. But if you choose letter grade, you're going to get your letter grade across the board unless you have an F, in which case you're getting an incomplete. So my suggestion is, if you're passing all of your classes right now and you are fine with the grades that you have, do letter grade. Like, absolutely. If some of your grades are like artificially low because of just like something weird that was happening in March before we moved on, you might consider the pass fail option. Either way, check and make sure that your grade hasn't gone down since March 14th or March 16th, whatever our last day was in the building, because that was the policy. Your grade should not have dropped at all during this time. The only thing that your grade can do since March is go up. So if you've been doing the e-learning, you should have seen that your grade popped up from where it was, but you definitely shouldn't have any lower of a grade than you did when we left school. So just keep that in mind. That was the grading policy. That's what we have. So if you have any other questions about which grade version to choose or what that's going to mean for your GPA or your overall stuff, just let me know. Take care of yourselves and have a fantastic Tuesday.